This is the last surviving ship of its kind. We're here at the Royal Museums of Greenwich to look at the legendary clipper ship Cutty Sark. Built in 1869 for the China tea trade, it was renowned for its incredible speed and capacity to move cargo. In its first 8 years, it carried over 10 million pounds of tea. However, the Cutty Sark did have a fatal flaw. The Suez Canal cut the voyage out to China by over 3,000 miles, but the windy conditions of the Mediterranean Sea were too much for sailing ships like Cutty Sark to handle, and so it was still forced to go around Africa. Because of this, more and more companies began using steamships that could take advantage of the shortcut, and so, after just 8 voyages, Cutty Sark was forced to retire from the trade it had been built for. Yet this was not the end of Cutty Sark's story, as in 1883 it found a second lease of life in the Australian wool trade. Competitors were left in its wake as Cutty Sark was able to sail from Sydney to London in a record-breaking 73 days. The next decade was the most successful in Cutty Sark's career. In its time as a British merchant ship, it travelled far enough to reach the moon and back 2.5 times, but eventually, after exceeding its expected service by over 2 decades, it was time to retire for good. After weathering storms, fires and a world war, Cutty Sark has required a couple of restorations over the years, but incredibly, over 90% of the ship's original hull structure survives today.